So, the eve of the 2024 Fall Classic for Major League Baseball makes me think of one thing. Who has the best big three? Houston, LA, or the New York Yankees? Let's talk about it right now.
Jainel Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Locked On Astros. We're your team every single day. That's right. I am Htown Wheelhouse. You know where to find me at Htown Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. At Stros411 on X and on Facebook. And at Back to the Bullpen on X, on Instagram, on YouTube, and on iHeartRadio. Tonight, we will go after the Locked On Astros show. We will go live possibly on Back to the Bullpen, a late announced show. We will be previewing the Yankees versus Dodgers series with the unbiased, unfettered, unemotional, we hope both teams lose vibe. That's right. No, seriously. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm here tonight. Eric was having technical difficulties. We were trying to get it resolved, and he said, hey, go ahead and go on without me. So, Eric, hopefully you pray for his computer. I think he got the blue screen. So cross our fingers that Eric is able to re-upload all his programs. So he's having some issues there. So that's why he's not with me tonight. But thank y'all for tuning in. We got Supreme Panda. We got Jacob. We got Chris. We got Susan. We've got Mr. Rashad, and we got Mama Wheelhouse in the house. Thank y'all for tuning in. But look, let's get into it. Wow, I have the wrong background pulled up on, what is going on here? Boom. Who has a better big three? The Astros, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and which big three will stay together longer? I think staying together longer may have more to do with where the players are age-wise versus not necessarily what team they'll stay with the longest. But when we talk about lineup top to bottom, I know that Houston can always show itself as having the better, more beefy lineup top to bottom, the more complete lineup. I think second in this race would probably be the Los Angeles Dodgers easily with Betts, with Ohtani and Freeman. And that might, when Freeman is healthy, that might push them into number one. If all three of those guys are healthy and hitting, that might, I don't know. Like, trust me, we'll look at it. I love using StatHead for this. StatHead lets me take Tucker, Altuve, and Yordan and put them next to Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman, and as well Soto, Stanton, and Judge, and you can see a clear picture who has better numbers in different categories. And I think it's a fun conversation. I mean, look, you're going to get all the follow MLB Network, follow wherever they're showing the World Series, Fox or whatever, and, go watch it. Look, it's a World Series. Personally, I'm rooting for the Dodgers. I root for two teams in my house, the Astros and whoever's playing the Yankees. It's that simple. It's just the right thing to do. This episode tonight is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sport game. Download the app today. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB to win $50 instantly when you play your first $55 lineup. PrizePicks run your game. I ran my game opening night for the NBA this week, and I didn't do too bad. Pretty excited about that. Thursday night football. Yeah, I completely forgot they were playing Thursday night football. If it's not the Texans, I'm like, whatever, man. So let's get into this, the big three. Now, I will start off with this. I did, in my mind, I was like, okay, do I include Tucker or Bregman? Because I know it was Altuve 1. So I went Tucker, Altuve, and Alvarez. Bregman, because of his length of being here, could be in that mix. Would he have been more in the mix for me 2 years ago? I don't know. Altuve stays. Yordan's got to be in there. And for me, guys, it was a toss-up. So I just went Tucker. I just said, you know what? I'm just going to take Tucker. And if people are going to disagree with me, you can disagree with me. I would like to see what you guys think. Do you guys and girls think that the big three, I have it right with Tucker, Altuve, and Alvarez? Who did I miss? And don't mess around with me and say Robel Garcia or Manny Machado. But seriously, tell me, would you have put Bregman in? And if you would put Bregman in instead of my 3, which one of the 3 would you have taken out? That's an interesting discussion. Yeah, the Cashman statements are terrible, and I'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of the show. Look, Cashman, Kershaw, Kelly, all these guys, like it's just bad. It just looks bad. But I'll tell you what they're doing. They're placating and they're pandering to certain aspects of their fan base. And a majority of the Yankees fans that I know are done talking about 2017. They've actually not liked Cashman up until recently. And if Soto doesn't stay in New York, they're going to not like him even more. But let's look at this. The first comparison I have is, I believe, is this the Yankees compare? Actually, let's go with the Dodgers first. Let's go with the NL foe. And if you're listening, you've got to go to YouTube and watch so you can see this chart. Everybody can see it. Now, on WAR, Mookie Betts leads. Look, right here, the Los Angeles Dodgers have a 69.6 WAR player, Freddie Freeman 60.7, and Shohei Ohtani 43.8. So that right there, their WAR numbers, they crush that, okay? Jordan's at 23.7. That has more to do with his length of his career. Kyle Tucker, 23, and Altuve, 52.8. He is the senior vet here. If you look at games that are out there, look, Freddie Freeman is way above everybody's, 200 games over Altuve. But get this, he's less than 30 hits over Altuve with 200 more at bats. I don't know, maybe who's the better hitter? I think Altuve is. Now, the better home run hitter, Freddie Freeman. Look, Freddie Freeman's a pure hitter, and this isn't to slam or slander any of the players, but look at these bottom numbers. On-base percentage, Yordan Alvarez. Slugging percentage, Yordan Alvarez. OPS, Yordan Alvarez. OPS plus, Yordan Alvarez. Okay? And OPS plus, the Astros don't rank higher than the Dodgers. So if I'm going with a fully healthy lineup with all 3 of these, I think right now, I think these are I think the Astros are not superior with these 3 when they're at the top of their game. And again, you are dealing with 67. I mean, you're dealing with a lot more plate appearances overall versus what the Astros have overall. So it's skewed a little bit, but the Astros do have the titles. They have the 2 World Series. Altuve has the 9 All-Star games. He has the 1 MVP. Ohtani has the 2 MVPs. We understand that. 3 batting titles for Altuve. Mookie Betts only has 1. Gold Glove, Altuve surprisingly only has 1 Gold Glove. 6 Silver Slugger awards. Mookie Betts has 6. LCS MVP, both Yordan and Altuve. Now, if we look at what they did across the board right here, this is looking at Betts. I mean, this is looking at LA and Houston and where they stand. If you're looking at this, if you're listening, it shows the top WAR guys. It shows the D WAR, the O WAR, and all these different things. Extra base hits. Altuve is ahead of Mookie Betts by 10. Freddie Freeman's ahead of both of them with 882. That's pretty impressive. BABIP numbers seem to favor a little bit more on the Dodgers side. So if we're going to go and we're going to try to be an unbiased observer, who do you think is better overall? If we look at the Dodgers big 3, and be honest with me, Astros fans, we know we love Altuve. We know we love Yordan Alvarez. We know that we love Kyle Tucker. But is the big 3 of Freeman, Ohtani, and Betts, and we're talking about all 6 players at the top of their game, who do you think is the better top 3? I would like to know here in the dugout. I'm in the dugout. Hey, that's what I should call y'all. Hey, y'all are in the dugout waiting to hit. And I haven't rolled it out yet. I haven't ironed out the details on our end, but we are going to do something where we bring on one of our listeners. We're going to have to vet the people that we get to try out to be on the show. First of all, I do hate both the Yankees and the Dodgers, but unfortunately the Yankees have the big three, the Dodgers and the Astros next. Oh, okay. So Emilio is putting the Astros automatically last in this place. And look, these are two opponents that really were the only challengers that I thought, if the Astros were, they didn't, able to make a deep run, I think they go ahead. And look at this. People always say, you run these polls, Wheelhouse, on your channel, and you always get people to favor the Astros. But look at my objective observers. Look at this right here. Dodgers, Yankees, and Astros. I just watched the Netflix documentary, The Comeback. Is that the one about the Red Sox? Is that the one about the Red Sox? Is there a documentary about the Red Sox cheating scandal? Is that what it is? I don't know. But 100% unbiased, Dodgers, Yankees, Astros. Wow. Let's get some other bold predictions. I'd like to know what Willard is. Where's David when you need his negativity and anti-Astrosness? I'm joking. I digress. But let's look at the Yankees versus the Astros after these messages. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Astros. Let me tell you about FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, FanDuel has a special for you. You can get big returns today. And even when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page that you're placing your bets. Right now, you'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. The spread for the Texans versus the Colts is minus 5.5 points on the spread for the Texans and plus 5.5 for the Colts. A total money line plus 184 on the Colts and minus 220 on the Texans. So check out FanDuel today, America's #1 sportsbook. And as always, let's go play the game. That's right. Make sure you make us your first listen. Make sure you make Locked On MLB your second listen. And we thank you for tuning in. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. That's right, the Locked On Astros podcast. So let's keep talking about this. It looks like nobody so far is favoring the Houston Astros. Oh, my Astros heart hurts. You don't see the world through Astros colored glasses? What do you mean you're not unashamedly biased? Come on, guys. Where is your loyalty to this team? I'm messing around. Look, that's why we love you guys. Y'all are smart. You're cerebral. And you do a phenomenal job. So let's look at the Astros and the Yankees. Oops, that's the Astros and the Yankees. Right here, the Astros actually, so 52.8 is their highest WAR recipient. Judges right there with Altuve. But Altuve leads in WAR, games, plate appearances, and hits. 1,000 more than Aaron Judge. Home runs, obviously Giancarlo Stanton has that number. He has 429 home runs and almost 2,000, about 1,800 less at bats than Altuve. You have the on-base percentage for Juan Soto. Slugging percentage, OPS and OPS plus go to Aaron Judge. Stolen bases, batting average go to Altuve. Altuve leads in pretty much every category except for the one he's tied, the MVP. 2 championships, 9 All-Stars, 3 titles, like we talked about that earlier. And right here, the overall WAR, 23. Okay, 23.7. That's 40. It's 46.7. Okay, we got 46.7 plus 52.8. That is a WAR of 99.5 compared to, if we're doing just straight up WAR numbers, we're looking at, let's see what the difference is, 133.3. Wow. That means the Yankees' overall WAR is 33 points higher. Well, there you go. I mean, look, these are some big, enormous numbers. These are big threes. Okay. When you look at, again, the Astros versus the Yankees and all the different categories, the value, the sabermetric, wins above replacement, or win probability added. Aaron Judge at 29.7. Nobody beats that. Giancarlo Stanton, 26.3, and Juan Soto, 24.1. So, I mean, they lead in every category. The bottom line is all three teams have a really good big three. And any team in Major League Baseball would be able to see that if you're going to have championship runs, if you're going to have a playoff contending team, yes, you need pitching, but it sure helps when you have hitting. Again, if the Astros can make it through the ALDS, they probably survive and take the Yankees maybe the distance. Look at the Yankees output. And I mentioned this last night, like less than a run on the road per game and then 6+ runs at home. It's just there's just this massive disparagement. Someone on X posted, I believe it was Patrick Crichton, about the Yankees and how they scored far fewer runs on the road than they did at home. So who knows? You know, I mean, the Astros trash can thing was surrounded in the Astros knowing the pitches and what was coming, not what the visitor knew or didn't know. And they were even using iPads. So, you know, I digress. Let's see. On the documentary, they say that the Yankees put a microphone on the Red Sox locker room. Well, of course they did, because they're cheaters. And what happens in a sport when you know you are guilty of something? You accuse the other team of doing what you're doing. Okay. And I'll tell you this. I think the Astros didn't know it to anybody to tell them why they did what they did. But I guarantee you it had a lot of influence from Beltran saying your guys are behind. But I don't want to get into the weeds with that. I just want to talk about the big three. It's great to have this big three discussion because the Dodgers and the Yankees, unfortunately for us, are in the World Series. How many of y'all are going to be watching tomorrow night? I'm actually not going to be watching. I have plans. So I'm going to go be doing my thing, living my life, because I don't really have a rooting interest either way, although I probably will watch the highlights with Ohtani. I want to see Ohtani. I want to see Ohtani beat the Yankees. I would love that. I would love for the Yankees to not go back to the world, to be in the World Series and not win it. And then Brian Cashman, what are you going to say? How about mandatory PED testing before the World Series? Are you saying that you want Aaron Judge to sit out and Giancarlo Stanton to not be able to participate in the game? Hey, man, I'm telling you, dude, I think they pick and choose. Look, Susan says I'm probably not watching. I'm watching only because of the tribute to Valenzuela. Oh, that's right. I might have to record that game then. They are doing a tribute to Valenzuela. That dude could pitch, man. I actually saw him pitch growing up. That was really cool. I'll watch the highlights, maybe. I think the NL Astros haters will be victorious over the AL. I love that. Look at Tiki 52 bringing the heat. Wow. Love this comment here. The NL Astros haters versus victorious over the AL Astros haters. They are all. Let's see Cashman get fired. Well, if the Astros, look, I almost said the Astros. If the Yankees don't win, and if the Yankees, I don't see how you fire Cashman. I mean, he brought in Juan Soto. Juan Soto is one of the reasons why they're in the place they're in. Yes, Aaron Judge was wonderful this year, but in the playoffs, it's Giancarlo Stanton. Do y'all know that Giancarlo Stanton, I don't know if y'all heard me last night, 14 home runs in 34 games in the playoffs? Unbelievable. Postseason, I want Giancarlo Stanton on my team. The dude, I mean, he may not hit anything else, but he hits a lot of home runs. 14 home runs in 34 games is really kind of ridiculous. But I'm going to wrap this discussion up shortly after messages from our other sponsor here next. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Go to PrizePicks today and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB and get $50 instantly when you play $5. Look, this few as 4 picks, you can win a lot of money. You can win 100 times your money. PrizePicks has millions of players playing, over 10 million, myself and Eric included, in over 30 states, California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. That's right. They also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out. If your lineup isn't perfect, you can double your money, even if one of your picks doesn't hit. PrizePicks puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When your picks hit, I can get my money as quick as 15 minutes. That's right. So go to PrizePicks today, download the app, use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB, and you'll get $50 when you play $5 instantly. It's highly encouraged that you go right now to PrizePicks and listen to me and get PrizePicks. PrizePicks, run your game. That's right. And again, look, I just had to mention this. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird being in this position, isn't it? Being in this position that we're in, and I'm sitting here looking around, going, "Man, I need some World Series paraphernalia, but I don't have any." Sporting a new hat tonight. Got a few weeks ago. Got the little Astros star, got the 1995 All-Star Game patch. And I'll admit, I didn't know it said Texas Rangers All-Star Game, but I got it. I like the star. I like the sheriff's almost star on the side patch. So that's a nice, unique tribute there to that. But yeah, no, thank y'all. Y'all are awesome. Would I rather Christian Walker? Okay. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take y'all's questions for the next few minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. I'll tell you this, my big 3, if I'm ranking them, I'm going to put the Dodgers number 1, just because when Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman are all healthy in the same lineup, that's just, it's just almost, it's like an embarrassment of riches. I think with the postseason, talking about the postseason overall in the postseason, you're probably going to go Astros just because of the success that Altuve and Alvarez have had, not necessarily Tucker. But I think but then again, you're almost going to take Soto and Giancarlo Stanton with Judge, even though Judge is not good in the playoffs. Stanton and Soto are. So which of those 2 guys are better in the end? So look, it's all opinion based. I'm going to go Dodgers first. I'm going to go Yankees second. I'm going to Astros third. I never thought I would say that, but here we are. So ask away some questions. Put some questions up here, and yeah, Freddie Freeman is playing on one leg. Pretty admirable what he's doing. But Jacob Mapp says, Brett, would you rather have Christian Walker on the team or Josh Naylor? You know what? That's a good question. That is not something. Those aren't 2 players that I have thought of in the same like with the same thought process. But let me look at what their stats are. So Christian Walker has a 15.1 WAR. He has more hits, almost 200 more hits. He doesn't have a higher batting average, but let's look at on-base percentage. Let's look at OPS, OPS plus. OPS plus, they're about the same, 114 to 112. Walker edges him. OPS, Walker edges him by like 793 to 763. Slugging percentage, on-base percentage, he has Naylor, but not by much. I mean, these guys are both very comparable players. Walker does have 147 home runs versus the 84 home runs that Josh Naylor has. So you have that. If I can find their WPA, their win probability added, I'm not seeing that as an option for me. But, I mean, Christian Walker is the better player. Now, the question remains is are these guys, or is one of these guys, how are they going to deal with injury? What is it going to take to get Christian Walker? How much, what is it going to take for you? Who are you looking to sign outside of Christian Walker? Does this affect re-signing? Re-signing Yusei Kikuchi. I almost said Ohtani. I don't know why that. But Christian Walker he's a name that you definitely want to look at getting. Okay. I'm trying to find Christian Walker's value right now. And hold on one second. Where is Christian Walker? Anybody know off the top of their head? Because I'm kind of lost here. This is what makes it tough when you don't have two people to go through this stuff. But anyways, I know he's a free agent. This is not good for audio, I'll tell you that. Man, that was a tough question. I guess I wasn't ready for that. Here he is. Okay, so he made $10 million last year. His market value is $22.1 million. So he's looking at a 3-year, $66 million contract at the age of 33. So the glove is what makes the difference between Walker and Naylor. That's correct. 3 years, $72 million. Well, Spotrac's got him at 3 years, $66. Maybe 72 gets it done. Do you guys want the Astros to pay that? What else? What else do you want to talk about real quick? Corbin, what kind of question you got for me, sir, before I wrap this up? Look, this has been a crazy season. It's been fun. It's been exhausting, but I hope that we've done a good job of, giving you guys the news. We need to discuss the fact that we are bringing back our hitting coaches. Now, I will say this. If they are top 10 or top 8 in just about every offensive category, including things like OPS, I got a news flash. They're not going to get rid of the hitting coaches. I mean, the Braves got rid of their hitting coach because their offense just fell off a cliff. I think a lot of it had to do with Acuna Jr. being injured for the rest of the season when he went down again with another ACL tear, which is terrible. He's one of the good guys of the game. But I really do think that when you're talking about this, you've got to look at how much of it is coaching and how much of it is execution. And does the execution change if you bring some other bats in the lineup? I don't know. I mean, I would honestly go out and hire the Braves hitting coach, Kevin Seitzer. And I would bring up, and I've said it before, Aaron Westlake from AAA Sugarland. Joe Thon was just let go in AA, which I was completely shocked. I had no idea that was going to happen. Is this the last episode? Panda, this is never the last episode. For me, the last episode will be when they pry this microphone out of my cold, dead hands. I will not, they will have to remove me physically from this stage for me to leave Locked on Astros. I plan on being here for an eternity. I'm joking. But no, this is not the last show. The show must go on no matter what. There will be a time when we come to a 3 shows a week versus 5 shows a week. And this year I may actually take that and make that happen to get some rest for the next season. But hey, right now, excited because we are sending our questions to our 3rd Houston Astros Hall of Fame member. You're going to love it. He was an awesome, awesome player. He's in the Astros Hall of Fame. Some think he should be in the Hall of Fame. We have that coming up. We're interviewing him Wednesday. We'll probably air that Thursday night next week. I'm working on a couple different Astros players in the offseason, some of their minor league players, some of their current pro players. So be looking for those pretty soon. Do your shows. I'm with you, not watching those punks. Emilio, look, man, I'm not going to do a show over the weekend before Sunday because I'm going to take my time off and enjoy my family. But I do appreciate it. The main thing they need to do is be better with runners in scoring position. Yeah, that right there is really where they needed to clean it up. The RSIP. But y'all, this has been a fun discussion. Sorry we couldn't rank the Astros first here legitimately, baseball-wise. I don't want to be so homer-ish that we don't objectively look at the game of baseball because we would want, if we were better, we would want people to fairly compare our guys to their guys and put our guys on top if they deserved it. But I'm telling you right now, the Houston Astros are not dead. I don't think the run is over. And I think the Astros are going to make some moves, and Dana Brown's going to surprise us. I believe that Crane is going to open that pocketbook a little bit more. And for myself and Eric and everybody here at Locked On Astros, I appreciate y'all stopping by. Y'all are the best. I mean, really, look, it's Thursday. If you're listening to me on a Friday, it's Friday. We made it to the weekend, bro. Go out, have a good time, celebrate responsibly, hang out with your loved ones, be thankful for the breath that you have in your lungs, and know that if anything's going on in your world and you need to pick me up, stop by here, because I'm H-Town Wheelhouse. Eric and Huysman will be back on Sunday. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy the weekend. Watch some college football. I guess watch the World Series. We need to cheer on those Rockets because they lost their home opener. Wow, that's not a good positive message at the end. Anyways, I'm out. That's enough for me. Y'all have a good one. Y'all are the best. And as always, like we say, go Astros. Out, people. Let's go.